Yeah, this is my new intro for the day.
Bunch of homies talking shit, man, that's blasphemy. Nobody stopped me with my killer posse. Armageddon is here, so people praying for Illuminati. Infatuated by the wicked demons. Man, I've been raising hell ever since I started dreaming. I smoke to terminate the misery. I take a blunt to the head, it got me playing on my memories. And my enemies die by a single shot. Don't give a fuck about your life, they can all rot. I painted pictures so vivid that they can barely miss it. He seen his homie get twisted, so he banana clipped it. The paramedics couldn't fix the puzzle because the hole in his chest to find the gravity that made him buckle. But no doubt they had it coming for a long time. I guess it's carpet pull. I caught him walking on a thin line.
Yeah, ready for the new world order. Nothing plus. Yeah. Listen, niggas get colder, niggas get colder. They ain't ready for this kids. Get your wife and daughter, get your wife and daughter. In the west for the new world order. Yeah, in the west of the motherfucking world, you still wait for something to happen. Yeah, right, let's go close. Yes, the niggas get slaughtered, cause he ain't ready for the new world order. Get your wife and daughter, cops get caught up. Niggas ain't ready for the new world order. The days are getting shorter, niggas are getting broader. Niggas ain't ready for the new world order. Fuck with your daughter, we kicking down the borders. Niggas ain't ready for the new world order. The devil call, but I won't listen. The prophecy is even realer, can you pay attention? But then I mention that I'm not alone. I'm gaining knowledge from a dark soul. Sometimes I wonder if this world one is all gone. Drowning in my blood was a nightmare. A fuck jail, this is hell, and we right here. The 7 gods for 7 tries for my life. Apocalypse is coming now, you can find Christ, born leader. A crucify me, cause you want him. You really wanna make me pay. And for the plan, so I go on a church. Gather my bros and hope to God that I show him prove. Better than blues, you can tell a nigga won't lose. Overpopulated, the man stated. You try to rise above the rise, get that ass faded. Assassinated the truth, so now we go to war. You see the demons, but we screaming that we want more. Really want more. The niggas get slaughtered, cause he ain't ready for the new world order. Get your wife and daughter, cops get caught up. Niggas ain't ready for the new world order. The days get shorter, niggas get broader. Niggas ain't ready for the new world order. Fuck with your daughter, we kicking down the borders. Niggas ain't ready for the new world order. It's great. This is something real new for y'all motherfuckers. No orders are closed. It's a new day and age. It's the establishment. This is life. We are the promoters of the life. So we about to shine and get started. Come on. Ready for the new world order.
All right, and just to piss YouTube off, because they're pissing me off, I'm going to play a second intro. And I just want to ask you people, do you think that was Tupac? Send me your email questions at petewickert@att.net. Because, I mean, I'm a pretty damn big fan. And I can't tell them apart. I really think it is that at some point. But I just put it this way. I'm not going to talk about it, but do some research on the situation, and you'll be able to reach him yourself, because basically the blind, think he might have died. I think that might be different, but I'm not sure, and I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm not saying anything else. But supposedly that was Casanova the Don. Yeah, sounds like Tupac, and again, the truth is stranger than fiction, so you never know. You never know. But there's another, this is kind of a shout out for K-Rino and Diesel Automatic. I'm trying to get Diesel to come on, and, I got to get K to come back on. I just wanted to pretty much run down why I'm doing the show now. I've had a stressful day, like literally I haven't been able to get a hold of my mother, and I know tomorrow's probably going to bring tons of challenges, and I'm scared that she's back in the ER now. And really just I'm so grateful and thankful for all my fans out there. And then, like, this week that I came back, my Facebook page is skyrocketing. The YouTube numbers are through the roof, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have great-hearted, libertarian, God-loving people behind me. And I don't know if I could have got through this few years ago if I was just a football coach, put it that way. it's your thoughts and prayers that carry me through every day. So God bless you guys out there thinking about me. Even there's a comment I read today. It's like, I don't know you personally, but I'm praying for your mom. And man, that touched me, because if she only knew, and I've told her, but I don't think she believes it, just how many people are thinking about her. So I would like to thank you for that. And unfortunately, it's a step back. She went to the Rehabilitation Institute of Chicago for or whatever try I can't even pronounce, or where they cut the hole in her throat. So we were thinking this last 2 weeks, and now I tried to call the number all day, and I couldn't get in contact with her, and no one that I spoke with could help. So, excuse me, I am drinking some alcoholic beverage for this program, and I don't endorse this. I don't do this much, but I'm worried sick. I'm not gonna lie, I'm worried sick. It's been hard for me to sleep already, so sometimes you gotta, takes make the 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 day go. You know, After every dark night, there's a brighter day. You just got to make that dark night go away. And right now, my beverage is helping me. Even though this is my second, I'm like a lightweight now. But that's how real I am. I mean, I'm not hating on Alex Jones. I just don't think he thinks it's a great business decision to drink a beer while doing a show. But again, you're dealing with someone who doesn't give a shit what anybody thinks about me. I really don't, because there's one person that matters, and that's God. And that's what why it's so special for your thoughts and prayers, because you're asking for his, intervention and divine intervention at that. And it's scary, and I thank you, and just continue your efforts, please, because now is actually probably one of the most trying times, because you're at such a roller coaster ride. So I appreciate it. But let's get into some real news. I mean, it's February 21st, 2015. And I told you guys I was going to get back at it, since I knew I'm going to probably spend all day tomorrow with my mom. I didn't want to just blow off my very, 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 very great fan base that I missed, and what you guys have done for me this week with the videos and the views and the likes and the shares and the comments and the thoughts, and for, oh my God, I mean, it shows me, how great humanity is. And that's like why when Seth and I were talking, and I watched the video, and it's like they didn't even mess I was seeing him like Linda Blair on The Exorcist. He went 1 minute from that to, and then his picture would just go out. Turns out my picture is going out. So I mean, they definitely did not like the information. So I suggest check out the show from Thursday with Seth Davis from Two Real News. He has an article up, and yeah, they I have never seen anything like that. I've seen some dirty tricks already from these guys, but I don't know how they could manipulate his voice like that. I mean, that's crazy, and take our screens out, but yet it comes up recorded. And anyone who's watching it hears me, and they hear Seth going, "Hey, now you're out," and there's times when I'm still there, so you could see it, and that's why we were thinking about canceling it. But I'm like, then we let them win. If you think about it, then you let them win. They scared you out of it. They punked you. Ain't nobody punking me, dude. You could like have it like 1950s black and white fuzzy as shit, and I'd have to have rock an antenna to and hold it just to get a clear picture. I'd do it just to get the message out. So I figured, I'm sick of this feeling eating away at me, like that I'm not doing enough for the movement. I really the past couple weeks I needed some time to just figure some things out. As far as my family and things like that. But wow, when I got back to that show, the feeling I had is amazing, and God's great, and so is humanity, and that's why I do what I do. I'm willing to give up my life so that everyone here watching, their kids, they could have a life. You know, Hopefully one day I could have find a special girl, like have kids, but I for some reason I don't even see myself living much longer with not suicidal or anything, but the constant harassment I've been getting. And, I kind of knew what I was getting into. When you sign up for the arm, there's a good chance you might die. Well, this is even more risky because it happens that although we're the enemy in their eyes, they're the our own people are our enemy, man. And it's not as easy to execute your objectives as it would be in Iraq or Afghanistan or wherever they're going to fight ISIS, next week or what. I mean, there's already 60 coalitions there. So here we are on September 21st, and we have a new world order ready to kick fucking ISIS's ass, huh? Well, they didn't really do nothing to Israel. So why would Israel jump on this now? Yeah, like not like compared to other place like Egypt. Yeah, they have every right to. Us, yeah. Great Britain, maybe, yeah. But you know what they did? They and our president should be ashamed of himself. He has to be Muslim, like a diehard, like almost jihadist, to not recognize the apparent situation at hand. This was not a random killing, Mr. Obama. Obama, because that's all you know how to do is hit your remote control and bomb Pakistan, an ally. Although they're not a good one, still cowardly. I'd like to see you go out there and try to stab somebody in a battlefield, Mr. President. You don't have the balls for it. And here's the thing: we need to seriously turn things around quick. It really hit me yesterday, and there's been a few off-air conversations I've had with people trying to give me some. So I really can't say it on air, but just some things they heard, some pointers from some higher up people. Put it that way. And yeah, a lot of people have their exit plan, like Matt Drudd said already months ago in March, I believe. What's your exit plan? Start thinking, because I know the BS that goes into this. I don't have one. Like, I have Joe Skelson's book, and I know like how to get out of the city, but I don't have the resources to survive like a week. What am I gonna do? So I understand it's hard, but especially here in the city, I mean, I've seen two help wanted signs all summer and winter. I've I need to help my mother out. She can't work. There's a lot of bills, and it sucks, but it's impossible here. And all of a sudden, I'm thinking about that. I bend down and I pull an article out, right? Random one. I think I forgot to cover this actually on when we were deep in immigration, because I think Joe Biggs was just on fire that day. But my God, the people here in Illinois are paying a hefty fee for the illegals that are, and they're illegal aliens. Okay, if we tried to go to any damn country and get freebies, they would fucking laugh at us. No, what do? We give them, but and like Dr. Hamamoto and I were talking, it's not them. They're like tricked, like, oh, life's great. Then they get here and this is a shithole. It's just one step above. I mean, I've been to both countries. Like, I didn't mind Mexico. I saw the police state rising here. I'm not that old. I'm not even 30 yet. So I mean, it was right after 9/11, and I actually thought how Mexico did their how we have TSA. They have like a game show. It's like you hit a button and walk through it. If the light goes red, they search you. If it's green, you can go through it. My buddy who had a cast had got messed with at O'Hare, and then of course he got the searchlight at in Mexico. But at least that's like fair. That's not discriminating against anyone. It's not discriminating against anyone. And that's the key, is our policies. What the heck? Wow. Don't tell me they're going to start this again. You guys all heard that, huh? Okay. So basically, man, I almost lost my train of thought. We were going to talk about the Rahm Emanuel story, but that was weird. So yeah, basically, they're our country or our policies are rape the citizens, pull the citizens over, give the illegals 5 years tax returns, let them drink and drive, and don't even deport them after they, hit somebody or kill somebody. I mean, what kind of standards is that? And you don't think that is going to be abused? That's like what happened. I always use this parallel, but in World War II. If you look at World War II, the SA, actually before the SS, was running wild on the street. And they got to the point where I think Heinrich Himmler and Hermann Goring actually drew up some like fabricated, but probably not completely made up plan about an overthrow of the government by the SA, which was like the first SS, you could say. Well, they purged them, and apparently they found them having gay sex and all sort. I think that was just justification for the, well, lack of remorse. They basically shot most of these people in cold blood. They're German citizens, and my family is very upset about that. Not because we had any ties to SA, just because you don't kill your own people, and that's what this fucking country we live in seems to. They must have went to Harvard and got a master's in fucking us, because that's all they think about. That's all they do, and what is that going to do to our moral standards of just living? What's that going to do to everything? Just think about it. Your food, if someone doesn't want to please you when they cook, they're just going to throw it together, not, take precautions on how they cook the meat or this or that. So you got to think about this, people. Like, it'll trickle down into the military. I'll just drop this new fuck 'em. And you could see that attitude already. They're trying to start war with Russia. And Germany came out and was saying that they invaded with tanks, but the problem was that the footage was from years ago into Ukraine, and this is crazy. So all of a sudden, I look and then I find an article talking about how they're trying to start war with who was this now, North Korea or something again? Oh no, Iran and North Korea is the haircut, or South Korea, but yeah, no, Kim Jong Un or Yo or whatever the fuck that fat piece of shit's name is, but yeah, no. So they already have Iran ready. It's like they're trying to say they're making nuclear weapons. How the fuck could they even have gotten it done yet? They said it was going to take them 3 years in the summer, bro. Like, how does that happen? They got that smart? No. It's like they're starting to see they're getting the upper hand on ISIS, and 60 nations joining. It's only a matter of time. So they have to find someone new after that. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, Boko Haram, you will probably be dealt with as well. And I don't condone any of his actions or anything like that, but I don't think we have any right to go to Africa to do anything. Just like they don't have a right to come here and use police enforcement. And that's the attitude we got to have. It's kind of like do unto others like you'd like to be done unto you. How would you feel if you got arrested by Russian military in the United States? Probably wouldn't be happy, would you? Probably wouldn't be happy in 1940 if you got arrested by the Gestapo in, I don't know, downtown Chicago. Probably wouldn't be happy. Probably didn't think that'd be legal. And guess what? It's not. And that's the reason they did that is because now you have our own police who unfortunately are citizens acting as if they are above us and not citizens like us. Like we're the same. But they're military cop citizens. They're better. They got to go home to their wife, but the guy they kill who has a wife, he doesn't matter. And their job's to serve and protect. And we got to really look at what we've allowed to happen. And we got to look at solutions. not get upset. I realize I've been getting upset so much, and yeah, a lot has to do with my family issues, but I'm also upset about how our the people could take so many strong stances on things, and then how they could just get stomped on. And once you get stomped on, they learn how they stomped on you, so they'll stomp on you twice as hard next time with a slightly different method that works more effectively. And that's the problem. It's kind of like a boxing fight. Like once kind of pick up your opponent's rhythm, you pick up his feints, his punches, they don't hurt. It's almost like you could kind of toy with them, and that's what they're doing with us. They're toying with us. They're trying to see what we're guinea pigs to see what the best way to slowly kill someone is. And that's why I thought last week's show was, or the other day's show was awesome because Seth really wrote a great article on Two Real News. Check that out. I know he's very thorough, but go back and check the sources. That's even more shocking. A lot of times, that's the first thing I do. I want to read it first from them and then see if Infowars was interpreting it right. And yeah, I tried to debunk Alex Jones. I I thought he was like making Jesse Ventura look like bad. And I wanted Jesse to run for office. Obviously, anyone that knows me, and I've Jesse knows this, and I tried to get volunteers already like 2 years ago to start basically hitting the streets. So I'm passionate about that, and I always thought Alex gave him a bad name because he took things too far. So one day I said, I'm going to challenge Alex Jones. Let's see if he's crazy. Let's see if he's like slightly exaggerating. No, man, he didn't. He like actually sugarcoats a lot. And I promised myself I'm going to tell you people the way it is, and love it or hate it. I'm not forcing you to watch the show, you know. But I will tell you this: I will give you what I feel is, and for the most part, I know is accurate. Uh, because I have no dog in any political fight. I'm independent. I have no connections to politics down here. Although I was gonna do the alderman debate, I obviously couldn't with all the family issues. So really, I have no dog in the fight here. I'm calling out Rand Paul just as much as I was calling out President Obama. And I love Ron Paul. He's a hero to me, and that hurts to like call out his son. But what's got to be done has got to be done, and you got to look at it like this. I'm gonna play some clips and turn the screen around. Oh, I better put that label out of the way. And a little bit of I have had like 2 crazy weeks going to O'Hare Airport. I mean, I'm on to something, and I already know there's underground road. They're idiots. I have one of my good friends, actually, good friends. Uh, wasn't allowed to go under, but did his end, and they cut him off right at the entrance, so he saw it. It's not like he didn't know what it was. Okay, so I heard the first day. Then I also read an article at Daily bragging about hooking up to Underground Road, but that is not it, people. This looks like Auschwitz. Honestly, that's scary. Okay, like it really is. I get the worst feeling there. It's almost like I'm a psychic or something. Just like I know there's an Indian burial ground that could have something to do with it, but no, it looks like trains and platforms, watchtowers, a fortress like building. I don't know what it is. There's stores that are like fronts, but my friend had a great idea. Radio Joe, I'm going to show you this. I told you I'd give you a shout out on your credit. There's a communist flag hanging right off Irving Park Road on the south side, opposite side of the airport, uh, just under the United States flag. Now, why would that be? Like, how many people supposedly, excuse me, I have to correct myself. died fighting communism. A lot of people, because Vietnam was for stopping the spread of communism. Korea, I mean, it goes on and on and on. So now you just put the communist flag up at one of the biggest fucking airports, very visible right off the busiest street leading past the airport. Come on, they're rubbing it in our face. That's like it's almost like foreshadowing. Like, you see this? You see the U.S. flag slightly above. Pretty soon they're going to be equal, and we're going to have the red star. We might have 50 of them, but yeah, we're going to. And that's just one of those things. It's like at the Denver airport, how they have the New World Airport Commission type thing. That's their little subtle sign, is like nudging you and saying something. But I caught like the Area 51 style reconnaissance, like little trucks, like they're not Jeeps, like the people call them, they're pickup trucks, tinted windows, no plates. Follow me. I have a police officer out of his car with binoculars staring at me. Then I pull up. Finally saw him on my horrible camera I have. I just have too many numbers that are related to the show that I cannot, like, literally write down 1,000 numbers and get a new phone. But they came out pretty clear. And this guy is like, just, there's cars coming. He's just staring at me. And yeah, I just, took a picture, and the second guy ran into his car, but then followed me along. And this was already after I got followed for about 25 minutes, because I actually came for my mom's and Des Plaines. I never took that way. I got lost for the first time in the Chicagoland area because I got chased by first Chicago cops, but then I started thinking, wait, I'm not gonna like run from these guys. They're not even supposed to be here in the first fucking place. They can't even write me a ticket. I was like on like Higgins and in the suburbs. You can't. What fucking jurisdiction do they have out there? Nothing. So that was sketchy. Then all of a sudden I saw DHS, and I'm used to them guys. They pull the same routine. It's like stupidest spying technique I've seen. But it's like, hey, I'm gonna stay 2 cars back, take every turn you take, but just let another car pass you. Yeah, you dumbass. I don't see you. That's why I'm fucking recording you bitching, and you could probably hear from the equipment I was shown by the cops in Niles I spoke about in the summer. So I know you guys could listen to our cars through our cell phones without us even talking to anyone. I know what I was shown it with a transcript, but the police can't even use it in court, and that could help people who killed their wives and stuff and got away with it to bring them to justice. But no, it's secret. You got to go through the Chicago Office of Emergency Management. Now, why would they have the fucking rights to the camera footage over the Chicago police? Think about that. Like it all clicked to me. Like I always say, when that girl was taken underneath, and the description was so poor, I have never ever seen such a it looked like I had, oh man, the guy from the dog from those Christmas movies. I mean, the guy, you couldn't tell, white, Hispanic, Middle Eastern. I mean, I'm not a good drawer, but I could have did it better. Well, the problem is he got taken right he took the girl in his van right below the damn security camera. The other day, I opened up some of my mom. I mean, she's got mail. Like, I mean, I can do it for 12 hours a day and not get through all the mail. But so I finally get to this one, and it's a ticket from one of the spy like. So I finally, for all the anyone who's been listening to this show for a while knows I've been on the front line on fighting these spy cameras, because they cost over $1.1 million to buy and maintain for that year, the first year, on our expense. Our expense. And I have 8 cameras. So that's $8 million spent on Lawrence Avenue to the 2 highway entrances. Does that seem fair? And why do they want to watch us? Everyone keeps saying they don't want to round us up. They don't want to watch us. So, you know what, guys? I'll give you some positive. For the most part, it's for marketing. It really is. They want to know where you go, what you're doing, what you're wearing, what sunglasses you have on. If they can't read your retinas, and if they can't, they'll just read the RFID chip in your fucking city sticker, which is mandatory. And guess why it's mandatory? For that very purpose. So when you think you get in your car and you're free to go everywhere, no one knows where you're going. Every time you hit a camera, it's like swiping your card at like when you're going to buy some at House or Victoria's Secret, ladies, and yeah, it's the same thing. And to be honest with you, I've had enough. I really have, because why do we have to give up our total privacy on our whereabouts, where we're going? Like, we have no privacy anymore. They could make a well-educated guess that when I walk out the door and I go upstairs, I'm probably going to my best friend's house, who I just rented out my old apartment to. It's probably a good idea. And that's kind of how it is, but on a greater scale, because there's so many cameras, especially here in Chicago. But think about this now. O'Hare Airport has 30,000. They don't tell you exactly how many more than Chicago. 30,000 more. I understand it's a sensitive area, yes, but you should see where there's a ton of resources being used on the opposite side of the runway, including barbed wire facing in, power cords, eight at least, probably 12 different railroad tracks like converge there. And they have a FEMA dome right there. I have pictures on Facebook, and I'll post them actually after this video. Or actually, I'll play some videos at the end. And I was shocked. This thing just popped out of nowhere, and I go, "What is it? A kids sports thing? That's cool." In my head, and then all of a sudden I saw, I think, on Alex Jones, and they were in the Superdome and Katrina, and I looked at him like, man, it looks like a mini, like, white Superdome. Sure enough, I found out FEMA built it, but they let the kids run it out to play. And then if something happens, they shove you in there and you can't get out. So if something were to happen, then we are in Chicago in a safe spot, but I have fans from across the world, which I'm so thankful for. I actually had a whole list I wanted to read off. I'll get to that on break, because I love you guys across the world, man. And don't think that you can't have an impact in your country either. I know some, people, think I'm crazy. I know some people think that I'm probably, asking them to be killed by my blatant style, but I think sometimes you have to knock it in the head to get it through. It happened with me. I mean, I had horrible choice in girls. I didn't care about personality. It was all about looks, and being stuck up on top of it was like a criteria I look for. And I was your stuck up jock too. So what happened to me? God has put his hands on my brain and guided me in this position. And I mean, I don't even know how I'm doing this show so clear minded, with not really even knowing exactly where my mom's at, what's going on. And the fact that I could just, say, hey, I'm going to do a show just because I think tomorrow's going to be a pretty long day and I'm going to have to do a lot of things. And I didn't have that. Maybe in football, growing up, I had that will. Not many other things sparked it. And I had a hard time finding a replacement for the thrill of football. And unfortunately, I tore my ACL rotator cuff, where I probably could have at least enjoyed that another 4 years and then been on crutches and lost motor vehicle function and, God, suicidal thoughts and all that these guys get, because I had at least 9 diagnosed concussions. So I understand that there's always, you gotta look at it like this, a pro and a con to things. But no, there's not when it comes to the elite. And we need to realize that there's a reason they're dividing and conquering, right? There's a reason they're poisoning us. There's a reason they didn't allow slaves to read because they're afraid of us. They're afraid of a rebellion back then. They're same thing. They're afraid that we're just going to kick their ass though. We could, I mean, unless they got some weapons we don't know about. If it did come down to a civil war, it's not like it'd be a landslide. A helicopter is not like the best military vehicle to as far as destroying cities and resistance movement. No, it's not. You could take it down a damn cord. So they know that it would be a rough battle, and they want this. It goes back to what's his name? I called him, I think, Eric Bianca, or was it Eric Bianca? Yeah, and I wish I could come back as a bow and kill people, wipe out half the planet. I mean, these people are crazy. Bill Gates spending all that money, and all these girls that paralysis are just laying there in Africa on the ground, can't walk, and are dying. While he comes back bragging about how we need to lower the population. I thought that they really did not want that out. So I figured I repeat that at the beginning and kind of slide and sneak it in a little so then I don't take it out because I mean, like we said, look up the insert, especially with kids, especially with little boys. And I'm concerned about humanity. I really am. And another reason I'm concerned about humanity is ISIS. I'm not sure what the hell their deal is anymore. I think they could be forming into like the new Al Qaeda. So, in other words, they're probably going to be used numerous times over the next 20 years with about 20 different names and blowing up things like the USS Cole, you know, how that happened, embassies, things like that. And then, soon as the next war breaks out, we ship out the big leaders and all of a sudden ISIS is attacking Italy or something, you know? So that's what I kind of see. But there's 60 nations that have said maybe this was the New World Order's little ace in the hole. Let's fund these crazy guys because we know they're that crazy, right? So that way we could unite without the permission of our Congress, in our case, and uh, basically on the demand on command. Hey, let's go fucking airstrike like Egypt did. And I'm not saying they didn't deserve to get air. They should have paratrooped like Jason Voorhees with a machete and gave him some other taste of their own medicine, if you ask me. But no, there's 60 nations. Why do the U.S. have to get involved? Can someone tell me that? Like, there's 60 countries. Yeah, we might. I could see giving weapons, but why do we have to put our men and women in harm's way for something that actually is really irrelevant to them and what's going to end up happening and now come in their lives? I mean, I'm starting to really just break things down and how they get people to sacrifice, like I did, my knee, my shoulder for a damn football game. Well, imagine what they'll do to someone in the army as a career officer. By the time he gets out of there, he'll fall on a grenade to save the younger soldier because he feels like it's his duty. If if it presented itself like that, probably would. And I'm not saying that's not like a good person, a kind person, but he's been brainwashed so bad to the point that really, man, you shouldn't even be there still. Like, should have like, 2 terms, like, and bye bye. I mean, I hate looking at old generals too, because you forget about all these things like Alzheimer's. How are we supposed to know these guys are in the right state of their mind? So that's why there's people pulling strings behind the door because Dick Cheney could not have pulled off 9/11. And I'm not saying George Bush had a remote control airplane and flew it into Twin Towers. No, that's not what I'm saying. Hani Hanjour and all these other guys, it's on record. They tried, renting a plane, but here's the problem: they didn't want to land. Okay, so number one, when the FBI or the flight attendants alerted the FBI, I mean these guys should have been arrested. Think if they didn't want 9/11 to happen, how do you let a guy who literally doesn't want to land the plane, but he wants to fly it, walk away without even questioning him on malicious intent? How does George Bush brush off a CIA officer at a briefing just saying you covered your ass when he was talking about hijacked planes? How does he go to ground zero and look those people in their eye? How does the EPA lie about what the firemen and the first aid people basically should have over their mouth? There's so many of those guys that are dead and dying, and no one's giving them money. No one's helping their family. And that's why I do what I do, because someone's got to, and I'm willing to die for it. You ever, I don't know if any, it depends what, your profession is, but when you know you're doing the right thing and that's your job, and, you're content on just finding a way, and God provides a way. Like, He's always provided a way for me to live happily despite, yeah, I made a lot of money in California, but other than that, jobs have been challenging out here. They really, really have. A lot of closes. Like, I mean, if we don't go to like Walmart or some major company, we really have no options unless you have inside connections. So they are bringing this country down at such a rapid pace that within 25 years we're gonna be very comparable to the third world. And I hate to say this, but that's the plan. And at that point, these people go to the structures like that some people say is under O'Hare. Some people think of Denver. I know there's Mount Cheyenne Mountain. I know they had one in that hotel right by the White House. I mean, they've been doing this stuff. Adolf Hitler had a bunker. I mean, it probably goes way, way further back. There's sex Christians that lived in like caves, God knows how long ago. So this is nothing old. This is common strategy. But why now? Why didn't they do this prior to the recession? Why is it after the recession, or did the recession wake them up? Like, oh, we could lose our money. I don't think so. I think they know that when they take the job. So if you ask me, they know something. Whether it's natural and can be prevented, I don't know. Is it, I've been hearing a lot of this, and by no means is my friend's dad a conspiracy theorist. By no means. And he was talking about something I just was reading about I think he was actually a psychic, Edgar Casey. If you don't know him, Google Edgar Casey. This guy had precedence over. He predicted that the U.S. would enter World War I or World War II in the same year. I mean, this guy was off the charts. He had people lined up. He would get mad when they like kind of tricked him into like what horse would win the race questions type thing. But when you ask him legit question, you go in a trance and just start saying just whatever came to him. And he gained. Put it this way, they snuck him into probably, and I've confirmed they have at least once, but I bet you once a week to get his take on global events. And that's pretty compelling that our government would use something like, telekinesis, and just on record, remote viewing. I've had people in the program on my show. So this is not science fiction. It's science fact. Scary, but what's even scary is something that Seth Davis talked about again on Two Real News on Facebook is Terminator cops. Like, at first I was like, oh wow, finally, like maybe they don't need the pepper spray, handcuffs, taser for no reason when they steal your car keys on accident. And then I thought about it. I'm like, dude, they're probably gonna have a gun. This could end in disaster. So that's probably not a good idea. Probably not. But rest assured, we would find a way to disable those things if we could. Because if they actually got where they are as three-quarters as bad as the cops now, here, at least here in Chicago, yeah, we don't have to worry about not going to heaven for killing a robot. So trust me, I think I'll figure something out. And I'm ready to do it to these little spy cameras. My friend wanted me to bring this up on air, multiple times and stress this. The people, they're writing like, petty tickets with these things. So be careful. Your seatbelts, your stickers. If your sticker's bent and they can't read it, they'll take it. I mean, these people are crazy. They look like home surveillance cameras, and they're usually concealed into whatever they possibly can. Brushes over by me here, but unreal that they're making $60 off of something my mom was driving to pay for. I mean, her city sticker. She went on the day and they seen it wasn't on. Unreal. So yeah, that's what they're there for. But when little girls get raped, or one of my good friends, shit, best friends, one of my best friends, and probably still, if I saw him more to this day, would be a best friend, Paul Miles. His uncle got shot right underneath one. The cops wanted the damn footage. The Office of Emergency Management wouldn't let it go. Now think about September 11th, quick. Who was in Building 7? The Office of Emergency Management in New York, and also a couple other shady businesses. But these people there are the ones who would have had the footage from all the security cameras everywhere. So what do you think happened at the Pentagon? What do you think happened everywhere? I mean, dude, that's the guys you got to get. So you pretty much, it's pretty much, we're at a crossroads right now. Is what I wanted to make this the main point, and it's either going to get really bad, or we got to keep pushing them back up the mountain. But they got like the momentum. They're coming down the mountain. We got to push them back up, and we've been doing a good job. And liberty's getting popular, but what isn't getting popular is activism. I mean, I can't find anyone to protest. If I go out and protest by 16th district here, even though they've been good to me lately, and I have nothing to say bad about them, but say, I don't know, Niles Police Department with a sign, they'd beat my ass in 5 minutes, pepper spray me, and I'd be the villain, on top of it in the newspapers. So the cops' behavior these days only warrants one thing: 3 strikes and you're out. You want to do that with the internet with us? Do that with officers. You have 3 misconduct complaints, you gone. There's plenty of other people waiting for that damn job that wouldn't abuse their powers. There's a lot of good people in the police force. So that would solve a lot, but who am I? I'm just Pete Wichert. I can't even work at fucking Walmart, right? But I could actually come up with a negotiation here like that. No, the key of the matter is honest to God, they want us fighting over every little aspect of society, whether it be your religion, race, what neighborhood you're from, what team you like, just so much to who you dated, what color socks you wear. I mean, I've seen some of the stupidest fights break out when I coached football, and it just made me realize just how horrible of a world we're living in. We're being brainwashed by TV. Who knows what's doing to us subconsciously, And then it's, what do? We have no self-reliance, or we're not independent at all. And I hate that, because that was something I always wanted to be, but I haven't had. I mean, I've turned down, some pretty generous offers to, especially Jacksonville, to have the show on. And, I could, but I couldn't leave my mom. I could have been out of here months ago already. I don't know if I actually shared that on the show. And, yeah, it didn't. And I sometimes wonder, like, is that my chance? Did I fuck up? But then I realized that I wasn't even prepared yet. And every day I'm getting better. And with everything going on, my mom and almost getting out, and then now going back into emergency room, and my dad passed away, and I've gone through hell. I wasn't mature enough then. I don't think there's anything that could stop me now because I cared about my parents more than I do about my own self. Like, I'm willing to risk my well being to get the greater good accomplished, regardless of how much risk I'm in. And that's something I've always done. Always. It's just part of me. It's kind of like that Marines commercial where they spin it around, saying like he has to shoot people innocently in Iraq that are don't want to play game with their poppy fields. Bella, stop. And it's I just I got so many other things I want to talk about. I just want to just say this, people. This is it here. This is the best way to break this down. We all have differences. You might not like the way I talk. You might not like my hair. Hell, I don't like my hair right now. I might not like my dog. She's itching and it's really annoying. Bella, stop. I wish I was at the studio. I mean, everyone either, that no one's perfect. No one's completely happy. Everyone wants something someone else has. Everybody, pretty much like hate to say it, is kind of very self-centered. And I used to be like that myself, like to the point where I look in disgust about things I did in the past. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, no, I don't want to, get a haircut. I'd rather put it into the bank for bills. I'd rather save it, equipment. And that was a step for me right there. So I'm really proud of my development, and I wanted to share with everybody. If you didn't watch the show the other day, this has actually been a year for me on the show, and I've come a long way. And the fact that my mind is still here at the way it is, and the way I could study, and the way I could still read and just draw conclusions on things like so quick and understand them completely it's made me tougher. And I never thought that I could find one positive out of my dad passing and my mom being sick, but I never thought I'd have to see my mom at this age go through as much as she has, or my dad go through lung cancer at his age. So uh, you learn that later in life that you better take the advantage while you have it, because those doors close quick. And as the libertarian movement, we have a door that's closing, it's squeaking, it's coming pretty damn close to shutting. And we got to get in there. And if we don't get in time, bust that damn thing open and get some liberty back in to our elected officials and into Washington, the Dick City, because honest to God, these people, we got Republicans, and what has changed? Can someone tell me anything? You could call me actually at 1773-837-8300 if you want to, join the show. I could put you on through the speaker. But what has changed now? I mean, they made such a big shit, right? Oh, the Democrats lost all their seats. Oh, what the fuck has changed? Eric Holder's still the fucking attorney general. What is going on? Guy's supposed to retire months ago. Now he's on TV, and he's suing Ferguson. The truth is stranger than fiction. He wasn't even there. Like, he's suing for racial defamation. Like, are you kidding me? How about incompetence at your job, you dick? And you could sue me, motherfucker. I ain't got shit, okay? So bring it. I'll sue you for fucking being a fucking asshole, to be honest with you. Leave the town alone. Like, they've gone through enough. You know how much money they have to spend to repair? All these people don't even have insurance. You would think maybe that the government, the state, would help them a little rebuild their buildings. No, instead, let's pay it to fucking Holder for a lawsuit. You see how these people are? They're scumbags. I thought about that, right? I switched topics because that's the epitome of a scumbag. You sue a town that's gone through hell for racism when you didn't do nothing. You weren't there, and they ruled and basically the opposite thing that you told them to, which means they're probably right because you're a fucking dumbass. And I think you don't know how to count your months, but I think you're like 6 months past your retirement date, Dick. So just end it. Just end it because you're a fool. Yeah, I told you it was going to be one of those days. And this, I've only had like a beer and a sip. I guess that is the cool thing about doing the home show, but yeah, I'm very nervous. And if my family actually watches this, that's right. I do have my mom's numbers. I've been trying to call them all day. And I know they're a very strict place. So pretty much, at least I'm trying to think optimistic and saying that since the visiting hours close at 8:30, they might not take phone calls. So call before before yeah, that's Central Time, obviously, but before 8:30. I'm not sure though about tomorrow and the weekends at all. So maybe earlier just to be safe. If I could find it now. But yeah, I'll give that to anyone at the end of the program. So if my family watches this probably tomorrow, I hope most of you guys aren't still up. You're all older than me. Check out the end of the video, and at that point you'll have the phone number and the address to the emergency room. Now she's at Northwestern Memorial. And it's she's dealing with blood pressure issues and she's in the ER. So you could actually probably find her on that information. But yeah, thanks again for everyone who's gone to see her and everyone who's just had nothing but kind words, thoughts, and encouragement from me, man. It means the world. And man, I thank God for what I'm doing because just those little words tell that I'm having an impact on you. And that makes me feel good because if you're willing to take that time out of your day to say that to me, that means I did something or I said something to you, maybe not directly, but in the show that made you want to return that favor. So that makes me feel good. And I hope I'm right and people aren't just like, yeah, I'm just a good person. I help everybody, which there are. But yeah, I mean, I like to think that I'm very aware of what's going on. And that's why I wanted to switch to some news because there's some sketchy news out today. It seemed like Friday night, like pretty much like almost like staged overload of news. Like if I was a computer, my I would have exploded because it just you haven't seen like this big. I'd say like 7 big events like this in one day, and probably since the war was at its like worst point. And Biggs had the death threat on him and shit. And was getting attacked by or had to hit on him on the Taliban and shit. But excuse me for 1 second. Actually, while I find my phone because someone was trying to get a hold of me, we actually might have a guest. I'm gonna play a quick clip. Trying to think. I had something actually that related with this really, really well. And I also wanted to play the Obama clip where Fox News called him a rapist because I love that because he has raped the country. Biggs made me laugh like for the first time in I don't know how long when I seen that report because he is raping the country, but there's no doubt about it. But yeah, I wonder who actually did text me. I bet you it's like a waste of time and I'm taking this break for nothing, but it's worth a shot. And whoever, if you're listening, you could just call 1-773-837-8300 and help me find my phone. Oh, wow. Yeah, thank you, Joe Rogan. And man, there's a ton of people that started subscribing to me. Appreciate Dr. Group. Thank you. All right. Sorry about the delay. Here's an interesting one. Honolulu Lulu International Airport is a FEMA camp sinkhole. This guy has less views than I do on mine. He only has 47, but that's telling me he's on to something. We had sinkholes out here for the first time. We had earthquakes out here. I woke up and right behind where the screen is, we have those German mugs. They were rattling so loud. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" And I lived in California and didn't hear one. Like, so it was not like property damage, like where I was scared, like where it could cause that. It was more just like, what? I didn't, and then it clicked to me because I took environmental science. Oh, could it be the new Madrid? That would be pretty devastating. And think about this: a lot of people like Edgar Casey and my buddy who said that they think California is going to fall off the map. That would cause like a huge tsunami because you got to think it would put Japan under. It would hit there, then it would come back, cause another one. I mean, you would have Florida would be gone. I mean, Illinois, Chicago would be probably one of the best places. However, there could be like civil wars just for fresh water at that point. So, I mean, there's a lot of scenarios, and I'm not gonna like sit up every day and worry about what the hell could happen. I really don't. But I suggest if you have the resources, you have the time, try to go one step ahead. Make your best bet on what you think it may be, but don't just stick with that. I have so many people that are very smart individuals that just keep getting on me about shit that doesn't ever happen. And I hate to be like that. I'm not being disrespectful, but I feel like you're wasting your knowledge and capabilities by watching the History Channel telling you the end of days is coming when only God knows. You know what I'm saying? And just because of that fact, I wouldn't worry about it because if only God knows, that means nobody that's human knows, including the guy with the prediction, unless he's some kind of damn prophet, which I don't think because Jesus is coming. And I can't find anything I was looking to play. So, actually, this is interesting. I love how they switch the videos around. I had them all in order. But yeah, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the clips that I took from O'Hare. Then what I'm going to do is play Jesse Ventura's clips from documented FEMA camps that they visited with a better, I guess you could say, not really actually though, on some of them I got real close, some areas, but I guess you could say a slightly longer stay so you get more looks, but I'm telling you, it's looks like Auschwitz. And again, this is on the opposite side of the runways. There's times I'll pan over, and that's because they have today I saw like a river that went underground, and I just could see that parking or that it kind of is like what they have at the Ozarks there. It's an impressive facility, and I got a bird's eye view today at basically a road underground. How big was it? How how long does it go? I have no idea, but there's truckers that say they'll take you to Texas. And I wouldn't doubt it because actually I've heard about this, and so did our Mayor Daley, because he demanded that we get that we actually go on it as well. So I got to pull that article up. I always say that, but I haven't been able to find it. I found it, man, when I first started getting this, I thought I had the Holy Grail. I switched computers. Now I think they switched the title on me. But yeah, it's starting to catch on. And anyone who commented and stuff, I appreciate appreciate your hard take on this because oh my God, I'm knocking Mason Hyde on over. I really am happy that people feel the same way now, or they're passionate because I have 8 cameras right here. It's like $1 million a camera just for one damn intersection here in Chicago. That's a waste of money for any damn intersection. I don't care if there's like a robot Terminator with unlimited ammo. We shouldn't have to pay 8 million bucks. And what do? They write registration tickets, city sticker tickets. Some of you that are watching probably never heard of that. Yeah, Chicago, we have to pay like like $500 for a year for their stupid made up damn microchip damn stickers. And I'm sick of it. If I could actually write a religious exemption for that, I would, because that bothers me almost more than anything, because the RFID chip in there makes you elaborate, makes you predictable. It takes away your freedom, because if they know where you're going every day, what you're doing, where you like to eat, they know you. They can predict where you're going to be. So if they want to kill you, rest assured they know where to go. Now, that's a dangerous thing about that. And then someone will come out and say, well, if they had Alzheimer's, they could know where to find them. Yeah, that they always like to switch things like that. Oh, don't worry about the machine. We just started seeing too. You notice that Chappie? I'm Chappie. Yeah. Chappie looks like he started sucking people up at the end of that movie. But notice how they roll it out and then all of a sudden now it's in the news? You know? Do you think that's a little ironic? Oh no, it's because people went to the movies, seen previews. It's because they've been doing this since basically Terminator, and probably even before. They've pretty much made it acceptable, and maybe that's the reason they train the cops so bad, is for the public to willingly, like I did at first, thought, like, oh, they can't be worse than the cops. Although, like I said, the last like 5 years, I've been really cool with the police. They've been great to me, and I treat them with respect. But man, when they beat you up for no reason, you might want to turn to a robot just to give it a shot. But yeah, that's the thing. How do you know this thing's not going to like choke you to death and malfunction or something? There's, I'm sure, a ton of kinks that need to be worked out on that front. But maybe if he's a supervisor and he has cameras in his eyes and was watching the other officer, that would probably be the best invention ever. And the footage was live streaming so that it could not be altered. I think we could end police brutality. So, yeah, again, that just goes to show you technology can be used for good and bad. But what does our government do? They don't think about that. In fact, they just tell the officers, turn the damn cameras off. So they'd probably just tell the officers, leave the damn thing in the car and then kill the person. So it's getting to that point, and then make up their story and talk to the media the next day. And I wonder how cold-hearted we become. Am I just like basically not a man because I don't want to stomp on everybody. I don't want to get ahead. I want to help people. Is that the reason I don't deserve to have success in life? Is because I want to help others grow spiritually, like historically, and in what I call the game, because we're in a game. We're in a game for mine. We're in a war. But I get called, not really so much because I have cut my friend circle down. But I know when people look at me and stuff, there's a lot of things they probably think I'm making up on my ass, but I wish I was. I really do. And once you're ready to get over that leap of telling yourself, hey, I was wrong about a lot of shit, which is something I never thought I could do. My coach can tell me like how to move your arm this way. Like, no, I feel comfortable. I was stubborn. So just to change in general, and they're always trying to force change upon us. We're bad for the planet. Why don't we force change upon them? Why don't we have a third party? Why don't we have some kind of like shit? I want to know how these machines operate. I want an independent person taught how to run the machines and double check the votes. Something. Because Romney screwed Paul. Everyone knows that. There's a video on YouTube that's been taken down many times, which means that they're going after him, which means it's right. And it is right. I have seen it firsthand. I mean, the guy definitely beat his ass, Romney's ass, but sure enough, didn't finish ahead in certain towns that he should and things like that. And you could only look at one thing: voter fraud. I mean, Al Gore very well could have been the president. Would things have changed if he was? No. He'd probably be he might be on like a glacier as we speak right now, humping a teddy bear, a teddy bear, a polar bear. But yeah, I mean, instead of Monica Lewinsky, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Gore is a great guy, and he was associated with the guy I just spoke about, Monica Lewinsky and Clinton. Would he have been better than Bush, though? Probably. But that's not saying he wouldn't have and not invaded Iraq. I mean, the military industrial complex is big. It really is. But they only have power through threats and through this. And there's ways around it. And those who capitulate like that end up getting screwed. And those that fight it get killed, like Kennedy. So you kind of, to be a genius, would have to do that where you act like you're helping them and really do it for the best interest of us, but make it seem as if it's in their best interest. That would be the best way to combat these people in government today, because it's all about what they get. What did I create that made this better? How am I better than this? And that's not what the U.S. was about. The U.S. is not about Bill Gates and 50 other people being richer than the, bottom 30% of the population. I mean, I don't know how these people sleep at night without, I mean, I really don't. How do you sleep at night with all that money knowing people are starving? I would love to have like Bill Gates on. If anyone knows Bill Gates, Pete Wichert is laying you out to a challenge. I'd like to hear why vaccines are safe and effective, what your work has been, how much you've researched vaccines prior to getting into the business. I want to know, wow, what is the side effect percentage based off an independent party, their numbers in these third world countries where you're shooting them up with all this sorts of shit. And then why do you think it's necessary to bring these failed vaccines to America? So if anyone, has his email, send out my demands, see if he's got the balls to take me on. I'm just a little time reporter, but I will rip his ass up when it comes to that. Because I'm not a sellout. He's a sellout. So he just rattles the party line. Well, I know how to destroy the party line. So let's get that. Let's make that happen, actually. Oh, yeah. So I found a video that was from like 10 years ago before they put all these, before they ripped down everything with the houses, actually, that used to stand where the airport is. And they've knocked down historic sites. They've knocked down tons of things, and like people's houses. And there's a guy that actually refused to leave. I sometimes wonder if they bulldozed him, but I have to say that they invaded Schiller Park. And that's that side that I was talking about. It's the south side of Irving Park, the away from the airport. Not
in 1992.
ooh, sorry.
It is a comprehensive blueprint of action to be taken globally.
Not the
UN
not
is
the
an
same
action-
side as the airport, but
Agenda 21 is an action plan of the
oh,
United
man.
Nations, the UN.
Yeah, so here's the airport. Once you see the communist flag, which is big red on your left hand side if you're headed towards York, you will then come across countless amounts of train tracks, white trailers, barbed wire fence facing in, barbed wire facing out, guard posts, and what looks to be like giant factories with no windows, as well as train deposits that aren't very, like where you could tell it's made for a good amount of people to get out. There's a lot of steps, so I kind of seen a little too much today, and like I said, plenty of times, their security is just as tight as what I've seen at Area 51. Tighter because they have met me on the highway 5 minutes from my house, 20 minutes before them. They know when I'm coming somehow. And that's pretty scary that they find me as a threat like that. So people need to use YouTube, go out, look places up in your own area. You might be able to do a better job than me. I got a crappy camera, just very important numbers that I want to lose. And I'm not going to put out, and I don't have a good, like, brand new camera out of like the speed limit's like 70 miles an hour. People always bitch about, like, why is the wind making this noise? Listen, man, I'm usually getting chased by at least one or two Suburban, sometimes a pickup truck, sometimes other things, and I'm trying to get my ass out of there and just get the best footage I can. So you guys should be happy with what I got, because I've almost been run off the road. A guy turned into the fence, and I've had all hell break loose, and I got to go there every week. So yeah, it's I'm not making this up. Okay, I wish I was, because I'm kind of getting sick of it. Like, I pretty much know what you're doing. I can't stop it unless you guys help me. So maybe if we, like Radio Joe said, we focus on this communist flag first and stop that, well, then people have to look at what's behind that communist flag. And what's behind that communist flag is fucking Auschwitz. And I'm not joking. Google Earth it. I have a slow motion video too. I mean, somebody explained to me what the hell it is. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell. There's a runway on the middle of the damn airport, house in the middle of the damn airport runway. But I'm sure all you yuppies and people want to question my research and my sources are gonna say that I'm crazy. I'd like to see what you say. Why is there a Lake O'Hare? Why can they funnel the Des Plaines River out? How's that legal? Why do they need nuclear powered diving companies to fix like nuclear leaks underground? Why would they need this at an airport? You haven't done your research, pal, but you'll attack me. I got attacked so many times today about about the whole FEMA Chicago. And I mean, I hope to God it's not. But if anyone watched the Jesse Ventura one before they took it out, you'll know exactly what you're watching. You'll probably get chills, because I never thought in a million years really that. Well, I heard that Indiana had Chicago's FEMA camp, and I always thought that was stupid, because we could probably overthrow them by the time we got there. I've been in NATO some and a couple other places. See how we could take the tide and get in our hands. But I always knew that was ridiculous. They needed to move us somewhere here. And they have train tracks, airplanes. They got 8 different forms of train tracks, probably a few of them running underground, and plenty of space. And I'm trying to get the slowed down version so you guys can see that. But we'll start with this. And I also got a guy in the SUV that was following me that literally is wiping off imaginary snow off his car. Then he takes off after me, and I get another guy. And as soon as he sees I have the camera, he hops back in his car like they're terrified of the camera. Although it is illegal in Chicago to film the cops, and most people probably think I'm lying. I couldn't believe it myself, but no one stopped me. So they must realize who they're dealing with. This is gonna be interesting. I got to figure out a way. Oh, just because I'm probably gonna show this to my mom soon as I can. I put this up for you, Mom. Love you. That was like, I think maybe like my 19th birthday or something. I got that for her in this little, and a ring she got for me. Just some sentimental things to let her know that I'm thinking. And of course, it says, "I love you always, Mom." So yeah, and that took me like 10 minutes to set up actually, but I can't get her out of my mind. I wish I felt better earlier, and I still don't feel great, as you could probably see. I'm just doing this because I'm gonna probably be on for about another 20 minutes before I have to hit the hay and actually still cook a little for myself. I haven't ate. I've been really having a hard time maintaining my appetite. And I'm very, very nervous. But again, I guess since no one's called me, that's usually a good thing. If they call you from the hospital, it's like, oh, we need to do a procedure immediately, and it's always some bullshit. If they don't call you, you actually probably don't have to worry. I hope. I really do. But the way things have been going for me, you never know these days. I hate when that happens. I thought someone commented, and they and it was me. Thank you, people. Thank you. Okay, this should be good. Now I gotta figure out how to get this. Okay, you might have to just see it, but like this, but it's the best I could do at the moment. You'll be able to hear very well. I might actually turn it down. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to play a couple of clips I took. It's pretty compelling, but I hope you could actually see the police, because if you don't see them, I suggest you go to my YouTube page, and it's sketchy. I'm on to something, and I have a good idea of what it is. I think they do too. They know what I know.
What is that, people? Tell me what the heck they're hiding behind here? Somebody give me some damn answers. And it's hard to film all this and drive when you're being tailed, but I'm doing it. And here's the communist flag. Oh, shit. Right. Should be in our frame any second. Right there. And we should have some more of my buddies. Just random building, just right in the middle of the fucking runway. No one wonders why. Oh, there's my buddy. Let's get him. There he is.
Right there.
Right there.
Facing right at me.
There's some more of my buddies.
Watch him get in the car.
Yeah, I've been getting tailed by that black unmarked car that's at the show that I just got. Yep, something ain't right here. There's another one of my buddies right there.
There he is. He just got
I mean,
car.
You got your businesses here, so it looks all great. But I just literally had to run for my life. And look at the digging here. Still, I mean, this shit's been going on for like 10 years, and they're still excavating material. And they're digging right here. If you see that, they're actually channeling the Splains River and calling it Lake O'Hare. Yes. Destroying the natural habitat. And for people that want to say that I'm driving in random fucking factories, nah, look at, here's the airport, people. Right here. This ain't no joke. Okay, there's some underground fiber optics, ice and stuff. Look at all the difference. Still. And I literally just circled this whole place because I took a wrong turn, got close. Obviously, they know who I am, and I got pretty scared. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, just look at all these diggers. I mean, someone explain what you need all these diggers for. Somebody just give me a damn answer. They have down for you. There goes a car on the road. And this is crazy. And then here too, I mean, they're digging everywhere. They put these little front businesses open, like this parking one. But this isn't what concerns me. What concerns me is what back that way, on the other side of the airport. I'm gonna keep it on just to see if I got any buddies following me still. My own safety. This is where the guy turned into the damn fence here. Literally for no reason following me. Right here. Every now and then I have one of my friends waiting there. Oh, behind me. Chuck, you can see my rear view. Oh yeah, that's great. Here they come again.
And this one's sticking on the right to the abandoned natural station.
Gosh, cold.
Let's see. Here's the guy that actually might as well show it to you all. So this is hard to steer here. There you go. See this guy?
There's no snow to wipe off, you son of a bitch. Stop following me. Got you on camera.
Yeah, those are the people I have to deal with all the time. And part 3, what do we got in here? And look at that big green digger right there. Oh, here's slow motion. This is awesome. Look at that, people. See the watchtower, right? I mean, you gotta take this at 65 speed and people fly. Look at all these. I mean, it's going on and it goes further. And remember, we invaded first. There's a white truck right here, and the grass is right there. Flashes brights. Look at all those empty buildings. And there's the communist flag. I'll cut it after this. I had to do it slow just so people don't believe this and full shit. There it is. Perfect. That was perfect. Yeah, so the devil voice is really annoying, but I just wanted you guys to see that first part. And I just found my phone, so let's see. Too bad I diesel automatic. Diesel automatic sent me a message on Twitter. The guy who was with K-Rino in the intro. Yeah, life's crazy, man. Life's crazy, but yeah, I mean, I guess you get the gist on that. I mean, there's hours and hours of material still to be released. Just look at it, open minded. Tell me what the hell they're still digging for, or why they went so far over budget and intersected the runways. If everything's great, and I know a lot of people like to fight for Mayor Daley to the death, but you guys got to drop that. And I'm telling you, I'm having a bad day today. I can't seem to focus on anything. I just keep thinking about my mom, and that's why it's good to come on and actually have an hour or so where I'm not depressed in a sense, because I made that choice that when my dad passed away, I was going to be there for my mom, and she's always been there for me. So it's hurting me that I have been sick, and I don't want to get her sick mainly. That otherwise I'd be there, but I couldn't find her today, so I missed the other day, just out of precaution, thinking it wasn't no big deal. And that's when they moved her, and then I had to go get paperwork, and then I couldn't find her that day. I was like, "What are you guys doing to my mom?" So it's been a stressful week, and I finally thought it's coming to an end. So, like I said, if my family's watching this now, she's at Northwestern Memorial, And she is, again, unfortunately, in the emergency room. And if I could find the number, I was actually going to give it out. It's the hospital's number for, anyone who'd like to call. And, pretty much just say, pass a message along to Gunna Wichert. I'm praying for that. Would mean the world to her right now. So it makes me feel like a bad person, because if it was up to me, I would sleep there. But the dogs are so needy, and there's a lot of things I have to do around the house, and I can't abandon my fight in this war, because I'm telling you, I just know it. We're gonna win. Might not be pretty, but we're gonna win, because we're on the side of light, and I'm not using that in that. We're on God's side. We're fighting the devil. We might be on his turf, but they never said nothing about Jesus coming back and not knowing how to fight. Just put it that way. Okay, so the numbers, actually, there's two numbers. The first one is the one that we haven't been lucky enough to get a hold of her through, and that's when they said the call. It's 1312-926-6222. And the second number to call my mom would be at 1312-926-4881. And this is mainly for my family, like I said, and I'll probably actually cut this and make a little clip for them. But, if you're a fan listening to this and you feel like you want to, go ahead. I mean, and if you get a hold of her, please let me know. But, I just can't believe we're almost back to square one. And, yeah. I need to stay strong, and I think by staying strong, doing the show helps, because when I didn't, I was falling apart. And being an only child and losing your dad, it's like you feel like there's something you could have done or should have did, or you have all these fucking regrets, like when really it's out of your hands and you kind of know it, but it's just that responsibility you have. Like, I'm going to take care of my mom. And 2 years later, after my dad, she's on dialysis, I felt like I failed. And then now this, I don't even, oh man, it's, I'm blessed with such a tough mom. And that's where I got my toughness from. That's where I got my, pretty much willingness to fight anybody and anything that breathes. You could be a dragon, motherfucker. I'll fight you. I mean, height, weight, I don't care, man. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, the way I look at it, actually. But I got the rest of my news clips. I'm going to grab that, go over that, and end the show. One thing I came across was that Rahm Emanuel story. So listen to this, Chicago. Chicago Southside said that on July 14th protest, what I always say, where's the North Side doing this? The blog Rebel Pundit reported that Chicago was going to employ at least 100 or at least 1,000 more illegal immigrants, and they're going to pretty much give them free medium-sized U.S. city households. Not just the kids, but the families get to come then too after. And of course, like, this was written in July, they pretty much put them in where they're going to put the Guantanamo prisoners. So it doesn't really sound like the best place in the world. It kind of sounds like they're, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but putting them in a fucking prison, probably with like leftover like things they had for torture, probably not very big rooms. How do you think they're going to feel when they get out? Like they were at the Marriott or a Hilton or whatever the fuck hotel you want to say, or Guantanamo Bay, probably closer to Guantanamo Bay, so they might not be happy at the country either. But now Emmanuel wants to open it up to more immigrant children. This was back in July, and pretty much he'll get what he wants because he is saying it's a growing humanitarian crisis, and yeah, I mean you can't let a good crisis fucking go to waste. Rahm Emanuel coined that little fucking phrase, that piece of shit phrase. And but citizens in Chicago, one of the America's most violent cities, have claimed that the Obama administration is placing the plight of illegal immigrants above the needs of Chicago citizens. And people, it's above the needs of American citizens, and it's not their fault. They don't know what they're getting themselves into, but they've been brought here to put the dagger in the heart of what used to be the United States of America. They're here to be the Hitler Youth for the next Democrat Obama dictator that we elect slash the voting machines do anyway. Yeah. It's been a rough day, but yeah, I did find some research on the ISIS connection to the Bible. If you check the Truth is Stranger in Fiction Facebook page, be sure to check out my YouTube videos. I mean, lately with everything going on, I haven't been in the studio. There hasn't been this guest. I mean, I was watching a show yesterday, 6 guests or something. Like, I don't know how I used to do that, but unbelievable information, very entertaining. Check out some of the older shows, especially like TD Barnes. This guy worked in Area 51. He's legit. This isn't made up. He doesn't say more than 5%, but that's more than what the newspapers give us. And it's just the shit. I think on the first radio show he was on, The Truth is Stranger in Fiction, broke some information. Nuclear powered planes he was talking about, a lot of interesting things. You want to know about the aliens, the fake aliens? Ask TD. He was there. And you wonder why I'm so arrogant about that situation. It's because I know people who work there. I have a cell phone. I could call him right now, and he'll probably call me a lunatic if I even asked him in a manner that wasn't sarcastic. So just get in the program. Focus on the people that are here killing us, not the imaginary green people that are going to come rescue us. And even if they are real, they might kill us too. So let's handle this problem first before we get ourselves involved in another problem. It's kind of like when you break up with your girlfriend, you don't want to get into another relationship that next day with the even bigger drama queen girl. Probably not a good idea. Well, yeah, I don't see why people feel like aliens would come and help. They would rip us into pieces and take our gold and whatever the hell else they want. If humans could treat humans the way we do, an even more powerful, sophisticated civilization would be even more brutal because there's more things to think about, to do. And if you use your mind for evil, you could come up with some nasty things. Just like but on the other coin, you could literally use it for good and come up with some great ideas for good. But unfortunately, those with power tend to the first, and those that are fighting the powers that be tend to do the second, but get blamed as if we were doing the first. So it's one of the things you get used to when you take this profession. I didn't realize how real the harassment would be, but you learn to live with it because you don't get it for a while. You start wondering, shit, man, am I like not covering something good? Am I like messing up? Am I wrong? And when you get harassed, it's, oh, okay, I'm on the right page. I mean, that's how I look at it. I know that's how Seth looks at it. So, yeah, I just wanted to come on, clear things up, let you know that tomorrow I want to spend all day with my mom. God willing, I feel better, and Again, I'm overwhelmed when I look at the Facebook post and I see all your, thoughts and prayers. So I want to tell her that, and I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm sorry that life's been so rough and things have been kind of off schedule and just randomly coming on doing shows. I don't want this, I really don't, but I'm going to be there for my mother and I'll work something out. And I can't guarantee you that I'm going to be on 2 days a week anymore. I still will, but probably one day from the studio. I'm not sure yet exactly on how much I have to do for my mom as far as on a daily basis. And yeah, I mean when I go do the show, 3 hour, 4 hour show, I'm there at 5. So it's a long time to leave her. So yeah, it's going to be an adjustment period for everybody, but every day is. And it's one thing I did learn is that for every dark night, there's a bright day. Just sucks sometimes when the clouds come rolling in right away. But you got to bounce back. You got to bounce back because those who give up right away are cowards. And those that just keep getting knocked in the mud and getting up and with pure determination just aren't going to be stopped. Those are the people that are going to have success. So I truly believe one day I will. And yeah, you could ridicule me for the language I've used, but if I got offered $1 million to be on a like libertarian talk show and not swear, I could not swear. I coached for 7 years. I mean, I just like to I don't even drink. First off, I'm drinking on air, but I just like to be myself. And I feel as if you're not yourself, then how are you going to help anyone else if you don't know how to help yourself? If you don't know who you are, you can't help yourself. So if you don't know who you are, you're really no good to trying to get out in the battlefield because you're sorry to say this, but you're what the devil's looking for. You could be that guy that shoots Pete Wichert in the back of the head in the hotel. You could, so it's weird how things work. And I know my mom would want me to do the show. I couldn't sleep. I figured I'd have something productive. And I miss you guys. I miss my fans. I miss my mom. I miss Danny, Mark, everybody at Slam. I wonder about the new studio all the time. If it's there yet, if it's so, I know it's there, but if it's set up yet, so much stuff goes through my mind, but I don't have time because all of a sudden, next you know, I got errands to run, and it's just bills right here, boom, boom. I mean, I feel like I'm like an 80-year-old man now, and I'm not saying that it's sucks. Oh, mom, I hate you for it. No, that's what I'm here for, But it's just it's been a very quick, sudden, and drastic transition for me, from high school football coach to a straight man of the house and year and radio show host. And this is my 1 year anniversary show, by the way. Thank you. I'll accept cards in the mail. Just email me and I'll give you my real address. I'd love to have, 1 year happy anniversary cards, whatever you want to do. And I'm joking. But yeah, no, so there's a few stories right here I want to cover up before I let you go. So we have Al Gore. Why is Niagara Falls turned into the iceberg that sunk the Titanic? Times 1 million. I thought there weren't going to be any left. I call bullshit. Al Gore, you and that little lisp trick so many people, but fucking Niagara Falls is literally frozen. I thought we weren't going to have ice caps. I thought we weren't going to have glaciers. And I had a teacher reporting live from the North Pole. Why the hell did you guys send her there, huh? Trying to kill her? But no, honestly, Al Gore, get a life, find a new money making scheme because this is getting old. It's -40 in New York and -20 here, and Niagara Falls is fucking frozen over. So I think you guys need to find a new plan. Um, Maybe I'll take some money for suggesting it, but geez, you guys are idiots to just keep like riding global warming when the fucking Niagara Falls is literally frozen into the iceberg that took down the Titanic times 1 million. Uh, if you don't count Leonardo DiCaprio getting shipped up. All right, now we have CIA is trying to bitch about Iran. I was talking about that. So now you could see the next target is Iran. They were already trying to until my buddy Sean Stone went down there by himself with nobody and got to the president himself, Ahmadinejad, and they actually met. And so as far as I'm concerned, I know one of the people that actually know what's going on out there better than any other American because he is doing your guys' job as diplomats. Once you step up to the plate and develop negotiations and not, a young kid. No, he's not a kid. He's older than me, but you know what I'm saying? A young filmmaker, an actor. Why is he doing your job? Why don't you pay him your salary? Oh, yeah, that's right. We don't have one for that country. So he was the bigger man and tried to break barriers. That's what this show's about. That's why I wanted to give a shout out to everybody in all the different countries. It kind of blew my mind. I love you guys out there just to support me from Chicago out of nowhere. Thank you. That means the world to me because I support you. And if there's anything you ever need from me, let me know. And if there's anything I could do, I'll do it. And that's what it's all about. And we gotta have each other's back. And you don't even know the shit they pull. And I'm not even gonna get into a lot of it just because I don't want to give them positive reinforcement. But this is not a game, and you got to make a choice. But remember, capitulating is serving the devil. And the last piece of story, again, warmongering, something we're very good at, is Business Insider, and it's talking about the worst sounding communications between the supposed Russian rebels and I don't know what I mean. I could make this right now in 5 minutes and say it came from from the Russian rebels. I mean, I don't know how you believe this. I really don't. I mean, why are they trying to start World War III? And I didn't even want to see it because it was giving me a headache. The next story, as I already just read this, I glanced on what's trending, and like now it's another country. I'm just like linked to Russia. I'm just like, my God, they're calling Putin's bluff. This guy has said he'll shoot nukes. Like then he does it, we do it. There could be the end of days right there. I mean, they got nukes that shoot out and they have all these like diversion ones, but yet they still shoot like six something plus at a time that aren't diversions. You're not stopping them all, man. It's just not. And we don't have the capability to do it if we wanted. So we should stop fucking with them. Because when's the last time you've heard him say anything? When's the last time he's been on the coast of, I don't know, Cuba with the nuclear missiles pointed right at us? He never did this. Why did you guys choose to be the instigators on him? Just because their economy was down? You thought maybe you could take over financially, like a former KGB officer is going to give away his country? No. And I'm not like glorifying him. He's run false flags and such, but I mean he cares about his people. And in conclusion, I think it would be better for all of us, not only in this country, but this world, if we took that approach and cared about our own people. And I'm not talking black people just caring about black. I'm talking about people caring about people. Because once you look at how many crimes are committed on just everybody, just, black on black. Yeah, of course. But there's white on white, there's black on white. All of it needs on, because that's their plan. That's divide and conquer at its finest, when they could get people to kill each other, especially using rap music and things. And that's why those who tried to do something different and not push their agenda end up dead. So can we turn things around? Yes. Every hour it's getting more difficult. And you got to wake up tomorrow and decide to put, or the next day after you see this video, decide to write down like 3 goals you want to accomplish in the next month. Challenge yourself. But I bet you do it. And if I'm wrong, you can't do nothing without trying. So I think I gave you good advice either way. But I think I'm going to finish the rest of this beer, have my cheeseburger, and hit the hay. God bless everybody, and God, it means the world to me. Means the world to me after taking 2 weeks off to come back and get the support that I did from everyone. So God bless. I love you with all my heart, and keep praying for my mom. Don't worry. Don't waste your time on me. I'll fight through whatever, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. But pray for my mom. And, she's the one battling for her life out there. I'd be selfish to even want to be included. So I don't, and I pray for, the well-being and safety of all your families, friends, and, and just, I have a feeling we stick together and we're going to win this thing, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be trying times. We got to stick together and don't let them defeat us by making us fight over our petty little differences. Because once we come together, we use our knowledge, which is power. We use the strength in numbers, and we could actually do some very, very positive things in the future. But reform is not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen over a matter of years. This is Pete Wichert. Thanks for tuning in to The Truth is Stranger in Fiction. And hopefully I'll see you again sometime this weekend. If not, God bless, and have a safe Saturday night. And again, keep your mother in my prayers. And if my family's watching this, I love you guys. Fans love you. And God bless us. God bless America. And God save America. And I really probably won't be doing a special report. I have something I'm brewing up. So I'm going to leave you on a teaser note like that. And actually, on top of that, I have a video too I wanted to play since the show is basically over, but I can't find my controller. So screw it. I had a video I wanted to play, but yeah. So again, this is I heard people calling Encore. I came back, but yeah, no, I can't find my Xbox controller. But yeah, keep sharing those videos I took from O'Hare with my buddy Radio's testimony. They're doing good. We got like a ton of views already, hundreds and hundreds of views, over 1,000 on just the 2 videos alone. So you guys are doing a great job, and I thought everything was going to be down, and it's like you guys stepped up for me, and I owe you guys big time. And peace. I hope you guys have a better Saturday night than I did. Have one on me, and I can't even have 2 beers anymore without feeling a little buzzed. I am a lightweight, but I'm saving money, so that's a good thing because they take enough of that from us anyway. God bless. The truth will set you free.